The princess is an expert at the game, and she'll be handling your training from now on. You'll be leaving together.
Part of the training, huh? What, a game? Hey! Hey, wait!
What she's saying is, don't trust anybody.
Hope to tell you.
His name? Kurt Thomas. His title, 3-time world gymnastics champion. His assignment, a secret mission for the United States government. His only weapon, himself. And that's all he needs. Combine the discipline, the timing, and the power of gymnastics with the explosive force of karate. And a new, all-powerful martial art is born. Gymkata. Kurt Thomas becomes Jonathan Cabot. He must penetrate a mountain fortress to compete in an ancient savage ritual. They call it the game. But nobody wins. And nobody lives. Until now. When gymnastics and karate are fused, the combustion becomes an explosion. And a new kind of martial arts superhero is born. Gymkata.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
You can all go fuck yourselves.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
The whole fucking thing sucks. Hey, sir. Oh, there's the lion.
I haven't heard anything for the past few minutes.
What happened?
I haven't heard anything since I'm muted.
What happened?
Are we recording? Because I heard you say everything sucks. So.
Well, yes, we are recording now. Oh no.
Okay.
Well, I did a sound check and you said you heard it.
Yeah, and then I had heard nothing beyond that.
It's okay. It's fine. Damn, I played a clip from the movie.
And it messed up?
No, it played fine.
Oh, okay.
I played a clip from the movie. You're just going to have to listen to this episode.
I will.
I played a clip from the film, and I did the trailer, which was great. And then I did the old opening to the show, the one that I did, the one that we haven't played in probably a year and a half. Because it has I put a bunch of Gymkata clips in my opening. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, that's why I did it.
And so here we are at the opening of the show again.
That's right. And in playing that opening, it reminded me how much I like my opening. Not, yours is really good too. But I was like, oh man,
Sure.
I should stagger the openings because they're both good.
Yes, you should. We should make some more.
Yes, we should. That is a definite.
Well, welcome to Moviesucktastic, the film review podcast that reviews bad films, and some good ones.
Yeah. Olive
It almost
oil.
feels. It almost feels wrong to call it like say that we review bad films because even the bad ones we kind of like. So I don't know. It's kind of
Well, Well, here's the thing.
I don't know.
We're not like a lot of other people. So,
Oh no. Oh no.
one man's
Oh, no.
trash is another man's gold, and we're giving you bad films that we enjoy watching. We fully admit that they're bad. We know they're bad. You're gonna watch it and you're gonna go, "What the fuck were they thinking?" I
Now, let's be
loved
fair.
this movie growing up as a kid.
Oh sure, I still love it. I still love it.
Yeah. One of the descriptions I have for this film is this films like this, and specifically this film, is one of the reasons why we do this show. It birthed Moviesucktastic in a way, because the very first bad movie day we did was Tron, but the very next one we did after that was Gymkata. No, that's not true. The very first bad movie day was in my apartment in Scotch Plains, and it was Gymkata. I'm sorry. The first outdoor bad movie day was Tron. That's right. That's right. So this film was the marquee movie for the evening. We've actually mentioned this a few times because we did Alone in the Dark. Scott and I did the Black Hole together, keeping each other awake. But Gymkata was the movie. That was the marquee film, and it was the beginning of something, and it turned out to be this.
It was, and Gymkata's always been the standard to describe what the ultimate bad film is.
Yep.
That just that balance of not just like a shitty quality, but the balance of just like really badness mixed in together. You know what? Something's not wrong with the sound because I can hear myself too, and it's
really?
killing me.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
You want to end our session?
No, I'll forge ahead, but just if I pause every now and then, it's because I'm just hearing myself.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could very quickly kill your connection.
No,
It's not going to
I'll just turn my
affect
volume down a bit and see if that happens.
Well, I can hear that your voice doesn't sound good on the recording end either.
Oh, well then fuck it. Let's restart.
Well, no, we don't have to restart our recording. We just have to. You can
Okay.
just disconnect and reconnect. My end is fine.
I'm gonna hang up. You call me, and everybody just like hold your breath for 1 minute.
See? He always thinks we have to start over. We don't.
Hello?
That's way better.
Who's that?
The sound quality and everything.
Oh, okay. We're still doing this. All right.
Yeah.
So again, Gymkata. Yeah, it's just it's the pinnacle of bad films. Now, it's also a strong cult film. It's one of those films that, like, either no one knows or everybody knows. And it.
No, the scene is where he's done doing his gymnastics routine, and he's like walking away, and some halfway good-looking blonde is trying to follow him into the locker room, and they're like, "No, ma'am, you can't."
No.
No. Sorry, this is
Kurt Thomas.
This is as
Now,
far as you
Kurt-
go.
Now, I mean, let's just talk about Kurt Thomas for a second. Just to get now, this is a gymnastic. An Olympic gymnast. Oh, fuck you! This is an Olympic gymnast.
Yes.
I'll get it right eventually.
A world-class champion. I mean, he almost won gold at the Olympics, but he never got that far. But he was still world-class.
He won like 3 gold medals at the World Championships, 3 at the American Cup. He won. Now it's funny. I was researching some of the gymnastic aspects of him,
Right.
and Wikipedia. Yeah, I went really deep in my research. Says that he won the Nyssen Award in 1979, and in parentheses it says the Heisman of men's gymnastics. Now, That I found that funny, not because they compared a gymnastics award to a football award, but I realized that the only reason I even know what the Heisman Trophy is because O.J. Simpson killed 2 people. If it hadn't been for that atrocity, I would have no idea what that meant.
Well, the Heisman Trophy, it's probably the most mimicked pose. I mean, like the...
And I
mean,
wouldn't
come
know
on. Really? Wow, okay.
I know the pose, but I wouldn't know it's the Heisman Trophy.
Oh,
I've seen the pose.
Okay.
That's it.
I understand where you're coming from. I got you.
Yeah, he was such a world-class gymnast at the time that there are even 2 gymnastic moves named after him.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
The Thomas Flair and the Thomas Salto.
Oh God.
Now the Thomas Salto is so dangerous that several women were injured attempting it, including one that was paralyzed. So it's actually been banned from competitions for females.
Just females, though.
Apparently, for some reason, it's the aerodynamics.
Aren't women more aerodynamic than men?
But they have lumps. I don't know.
They have okay, they're lady humps.
Probably lady lumps. Yes. No, I'm not. I don't understand the difference between male and female gymnastics to that extent. But yes, only for women has it been banned. The Thomas Salto is a tucked 1.5 backward salto with a 1.5 twist into a rollout. Which,
dear God,
I have no idea. I did find it on YouTube though, and he kind of does variations of it in the film, but I don't think he actually does the Thomas Salto in the film. The Thomas Flair is a pommel horse move, but I don't remember if he actually does it in this film. I don't think he does.
There is a pommel horse, but I don't think it's part of that routine.
I don't think he does the Thomas Flair during the Crazy Town part.
How the hell is there even a pommel horse in the middle of Crazy Town?
Well, now we're getting way ahead of ourselves. So
are we really?
So he wins all these medals and stuff, and I guess somebody approached him and said, "Hey, you're a big name. Let's put you in a movie, but you're a big enough name where we still don't have to pay you much."
Well, well, that's true, and you know what it is too. He's not a bad-looking guy, so they were really, I don't want to say rolling the dice with trying to make him an action star. If he had just a lick of like personality acting-wise, they might have been successful. So that's what they were really shooting for. They were shooting for a good-looking guy who's got all these gymnastic, skills and everything, and they're just they pretty much catered this movie around him, and it failed miserably.
Well, and the director, Robert Klaus, his biggest claim to fame was directing Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
But after that, he couldn't really get a lot of work. There was no breakthrough for him for Hollywood, so he ended up doing like Black Belt Jones, things like that. Game of Death he did. That was good. But so
Game of Death.
Gymkata was kind of his like attempt to kind of break into Hollywood, I guess. He kept trying to do mainstream films, but the doors didn't open as wide as you might. Now, one interesting thing about him is he did a lot of martial arts films and physical films, action films, for the main reason that he was deaf.
Oh, really?
And to the point, 100% deaf. So he had assistants that would verify for him that the dialogue was said properly. This explains a lot about Gymkata. This explains so much about Gymkata. It's one of those things you read. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll do it in post.
He nailed the line. Yeah, he nailed him, Robert.
Yeah, we're gonna do this in post. So just don't tell Robert. It's okay. It's okay. Just shut up. Don't just. We're doing great, Robert. We're ahead of schedule, under budget. Come on, let's go.
And and I guess Gymkata was his kind of way of like trying to take martial arts into mainstream Hollywood. Didn't work, at least not to that extent.
Right.
If Jackie Chan couldn't break in bigger than doing
well, What, the
like the
Protector?
big brawl.
The Protector.
What?
I mean, that was like his
Yeah,
big
but-
introduction to America, other than Cannonball Run. But the Protector,
look what it did.
What it did nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like if Jackie Chan can't do it, what the fuck's this guy
What was
gonna do?
what was Jackie
I
Chan's
direct-
his first real big one where it like he got noticed here in America? Was that Rumble in the Bronx?
Well, that was his big switch to America. That's because that was at a point where his films were so mainstream underground
Right.
that they grabbed him and just started. Yeah, I mean that was before Rush Hour and everything.
Oh yeah, that was a good
But
3-4
again, that
years
wasn't
before Rush Hour.
But that wasn't Rumble in the Bronx wasn't even an American film.
No.
To an extent, he just made it and then they released it in America.
They dubbed it.
Yeah, and once it caught on, then they released like 5 of his other films: First Strike, Operation Condor, Armor of God, and there's one other one they released.
Super Cop.
Super Cop, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, which is Police Story 3. They didn't bother with the first 2 because they were too Hong Kongish, but for some reason, Super Cop they were able to squeeze through.
Yeah.
It's not even. I'm not going to try. But yeah, so I mean, this is Robert Klaus saying, "Hey, let's get out there and let's break the martial arts ceiling or what have you."
Yeah, let's do that.
And so he gets the screenwriter, Charles Robert Carner. The only screenplay credit he has before Gymkata is the made-for-TV movie Seduced.
I don't even know it.
Okay.
I don't even know it.
Yeah, me neither. After Gymkata, he also wrote the screenplay for the Alan Smithy film Let's Get Harry.
Oh, wow, which was almost a challenge to you not that long ago.
Right. He followed that up with Blind Fury, Rutger Hauer doing the Blind Swordsman films in America.
Wow, which I still kind of, I haven't seen it in probably 2 decades. I still kind of like it.
It's not. I rewatched it recently.
Oh, no.
It's worse now.
Oh, of course it is.
It hurts a little bit more watching it now.
Oh, man.
Still fun.
Yeah.
But not as.
I remember when I saw that when it first came out. That was a lot of fun, that movie. Oh, it pains me to hear you say that.
Yeah, and then after he did Blind Fury and an Alan Smithy film, he went back to television.
No. The Let's Get Harry was Alan Smithy.
That's what I'm saying. A Blind Fury and an Alan Smithy film.
Oh. Fine. I'm sorry.
Yeah. After that, no, it's okay. After those, he did nothing but television up until he broke back into film again by writing the screenplay to Witless Protection.
Ooh.
With Joe the Cable Guy. And it's Joe the Cable Guy, right?
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. I'm all right. Yes, that was his big comeback.
Ouch.
So.
But I bet that did. You know what? We say that, but I bet that movie made money.
They didn't do a part 2, so it didn't do as good as Paul Blart Mall Cop.
That's true.
Believe me, if that film was popular enough, Larry the Cable Guy would have been up for a sequel.
That's true because they make that movie for no money.
Yeah,
Get Her Done. How many times do you think "Get Her Done" was said in that movie?
I don't even want to
Get Her Done.
Don't want to guess. I don't. So this perfect storm of let's try to do Rocky, but with espionage, and I would love to know who the first person was. It must have been somebody had got the rights to The Terrible Game, which is the book by Dan Tyler Moore. And
we know it well. You got to go back to some early episodes of our show to catch Scott reading excerpts from The Terrible Game.
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
And
I remember you reading that line, and then it was like, okay, we're done. We have to continue this next week. We're ending with olive oil.
But I mean, the Terrible Game. It's an espionage novel from the 50s. I lost the date in front of me. I've got like reams of material in front of me right here, and I don't have a good memory like you for dates and things like that. But it was written in the 50s or late 50s, I believe, by Dan Tyler Moore, who was actually involved in government work. His father actually damaged Roosevelt's eye.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, like damaged it. And so and he wrote a few other books, but for some reason this one got optioned, and they wanted to make a movie out of it, and they had to change a lot because I won't go too much into the changes right now, but it's a vastly different read in some aspects. I can tell you the similarities are a young man is recruited to play in a game in a foreign country for strategic defense reasons.
Yeah.
That's pretty much as similar as they get.
That's it, right? Because in the film, he's going to play the game, but for the U.S. government to collect information.
Right. He does the same thing in the book, except in the film he's going there because they want to base their Star Wars satellite.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Out there. Now in the book, the name of the country is
it's a fake name. It's like
but it's not like Parmistan, which is the name of in the film they call it Parmistan, which is like I guess where the cheese comes from. I can't think of any other reason why you call it that. I have and my main reference here while we're talking is that I'm probably the only college student to have written a critical paper on Gymkata and the terrible game,
which I have not had the privilege to read yet. So
it's half of it's a lot of critical writing, so a lot of research and stuff in there, but some cool stuff. Blah blah blah. Now, one interesting thing is that it's not interesting. Actually, I'm gonna skip that.
It's not interesting at all.
It's interesting to me because I'm into this wacky shit, but I'm just trying to find the name of the goddamn country. I have it all right here. You take over. I've been talking too long.
Okay.
What's the film about, Joe?
The film basically. Well, you know what I do want to talk about? I want to talk about watching this as a kid. This was This was one of the premier films in my movie collection. I had this film, I had Lady Hawk, and I had, ironically enough, Enter the Dragon all on one tape. And I could watch that tape from beginning to end and just be happy about it. And I remember staying up really, really late. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning to record this, and I ended up staying up to like 3:30 in the morning to record this because back then VCRs had timers, but no one knew how to fucking use them. So I could have timed it to start recording on its own and stop on its own, but I didn't trust it because I knew that I wouldn't have a good copy of Gymkata if I did that. But this is the pinnacle of my childhood. I was 9 years old when I saw this for the first time, and every Saturday at 3 o'clock on Philadelphia 29, which then became Fox 5 in our area, they'd show kung fu movies. And like Jackie Chan stuff too, like Drunken Master and things like that. So when this film came out, I was in heaven. Like truly. You know what they also do a little bit in this film? They try to go a little James Bond-ish with this, where they give him some toys to as weapons. Like, oh, here's a little handle that shoots a rectangular metal spear.
In reverse motion. In reverse,
everything is in reverse motion. Like when they're training and she pulls a knife on him and she throws it at the wall, the hole's already in the wall. Or it's a column of wood. It's already in the wall. Every shot is like that. Everything is in reverse motion.
Well, I love the training sequence because we meet him at this gymnastics, and then the government guy says, "Hey, you want to?" He gets him almost as quickly as the old guy convinces the husband to turn to Satan in Rosemary's Baby. Hey, you want to be a spy for the government? I'd love to. So they go to this remote house in the woods where he starts his formal training with this weird amalgam like 18 ripoff, where it's the princess from Parmistan, an Asian guy with a hawk, and a big black guy.
And the Asian guy, I swear he was in other things, and I just don't know. I don't remember the films that he was in.
But I just love the fact he has I'm not. We're not. It's not just like a hawk. It's a giant fucking falcon. It is huge, and it has nothing to do with the training. None of the training involves the falcon. It involves him like throwing axes at him. and all the black guy really does is like make him like do calisthenics. He's like a coach. Like no special skills there.
There's
like,
the scene.
She's gonna show you how to be stealthy. He's gonna show you how to work with your eyes closed. He's just gonna tell you to jog. He's a package deal. We couldn't get him get the Falcon guy doesn't work without Mr. T. That's just how it works.
The scene now is the scene that I have in the opening of the show that I played, where he's got the I don't remember what that is called. Not a balance beam, but it's just a bar that he could swing on and
like a parallel bar.
Yes, parallel bar. Wow, look at you.
Your guess is that's the closest guess I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there's that scene where he's on there and he's like kicking the shit out of people. It's just like he's spinning. It's like run into my kicks, just run right into them, and they do every time.
One of the big draws to Kurt Thomas, I can imagine, is the fact that the reason he was such a superstar of the gymnastics world is because did everything. He's doing the parallel bars or uneven bars, whatever, the pommel horse, the floor somersault bullshit. That's why he's got 6 gold medals. He's winning all of these different categories. So it's like, wow, this guy can do everything. We got to put him in this movie and have him do martial arts with it. The problem is almost everything he does involves him either doing flips or swinging off of things.
Right.
So there's not, to utilize his true gymnastic talents, we have to go out of our way to make sure there's a pole sticking out of the ceiling when the guys are coming at him.
Right, and it's utterly ridiculous.
They should remake this as a TV show and just go for like straight camp. And just like every time there's a fight, all of a sudden there's like rings hanging from the ceiling. Ha ha!
Well, you know what they should do? They should take a show like Archer and dedicate a season to this. You know how they're always changing things up. It's like just
take an episode.
The Gymkata season. Well, they could do an episode.
Kurt Thomas, I think Kurt Thomas is completely. He runs a martial arts studio in I forget what state now. With his wife.
It's probably a flyover.
What?
It's probably a flyover.
Obviously. But if you do a search, there aren't many interviews with Kurt Thomas about Gymkata. It's like, oh, what the fuck did I do?
I would love a Blu-ray, a 1080p restored Blu-ray of this.
I would love the original screenplay.
I don't think it exists. Has this been released on Blu-ray? No, right?
No. It barely got. Now, even this is how much of a cult film this is. The only reason it was released on DVD is that the distribution company ran a contest where they said, "Listen, here's our full catalog of films that we have rights to. You vote on what film you want us to put on DVD, and we'll do it." They're like, "Oh, this is all shit. We don't want to put it." And Gymkata won hands down. huge like write-in movements. All right, they organized. And even the guy was shocked. I remember the interview. I couldn't find it in time for the show. But he was like, "Yeah, had no idea this was going to be the one." There's some really good stuff on this list, and this is what won. It cemented Gymkata as just like the ultimate cult bad film.
That's crazy. And the company what?
Yet the IMDb page for Gymkata still doesn't have the proper poster up.
I know. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Really?
I'm taking bets on the company that actually does release Gymkata on Blu-ray that it's going to be Shout Factory.
Yeah, it's gonna be Shout Factory. You know it.
It's
I gotta get my copies. I need to get my Automan and my Manimal DVDs when they finally come out. Fuck yeah.
Oh man.
There's my stocking stuffers. Real quick, just because I finally found it, it's on page 2 of my critical paper, Preparing the Game: Cultural Ideals and Masculinity as Defined in Gymkata and the Terrible Game. You have to have a long title like that for scholastic writing shit.
Sure, it makes you sound smart.
So I just to kind of sum up, in the book, it's a Yale student, Jonathan Burr, has been trained to enter and win the terrible game of Ott. That's the actual name of the game. A medieval physical endurance trial requiring completion of several feats of strength and agility, while 100 armed men attempt to chase you down and kill you. Then the winner of the game is granted one request, and Jonathan is supposed to use that request to convince the geographically isolated country of Bernalk to work for the U.S. as a first strike against Russian supply shipments over the Trans-Baikal Railway. So it was strategic to stop Russians from moving weapons and shit over the rails, that kind of stuff. Whereas in Gymkata, Jonathan Cabot, we changed the name so it sounds more American, has to go to Parmistan to compete in the game. They trimmed that down a lot. So take out Ott. Take out Terrible. Just fucking call it the game. Which, if you watch the film, it's very vague on what exactly they have to do besides climb some ropes, go across the chasm, and go through Crazy Town, while maybe 6 or 8 men are trying to kill him. Definitely nowhere near 100.
No,
definitely. And one of them's got a fur vest on. And in my paper, I point out that the U.S. hopes to erect a satellite monitoring system for the Star Wars program. Ironically, the game is more realistic than the Reagan-era Star Wars program ever was. So
well, that's true.
But that's the major differences there in the plot of the film. Bernalk was the name of the original country, and they Parmistan.
Parmistan. It's gotta end in stan.
Yeah, because that is easy to understand.
Or Parmistan. Maybe it's Parmistan. Like
now,
Pakistan. Anyway. What's interesting? I'm on the IMDb page because you mentioned about the poster, and I remembered it being wrong. So I scrolled down to the bottom to see what people have been saying about the film. The most recent post for this is like 8 years ago.
No!
But
I got to posting it.
One of the posts is Gymkata sequel from December 2005. No. And the film fan, and I have to read this because it's funny, he writes, "I cannot believe this. Variety is reporting that a studio is in the process of doing a reported $200 million sequel to Gymkata. The working title is Welcome Back Gymkata. John Travolta has already signed on to star in the lead as Benny Varbarino, a ninja and ex-gymnastics superstar who infiltrates James Buchanan High School, which is taken over by a cult called the Sweat Hogs. Gabe Kaplan will be the supporting actor. Principal photography is scheduled to begin early this year in Brooklyn, New York. Is it me, or is Hollywood running out of ideas?" Now, somebody responded to his post and said, "Where did you get this info from?"
Now, it's funny for 2 reasons. One, because it's obviously a joke, and 2, because he said he got it from Variety.
Oh, man. And then there's just multiple posts about just saying that, come on, man, it's a joke, don't you get? And they just start piling on top of that guy, which he kind of deserves.
Of course they do. Here's a question. The people of Parmistan, what are they called? Parmistanians?
Yeah.
Parmistanians? I don't know. Now, here's an interesting thing that I'm not sure if I told you about before. The princess in Gymkata, she is a princess of the king, Parmistan, and she's there to help Cabot because there's like something going on in Parmistan where like people, just like usurpers trying to take over the country.
There's something rotten in Parmistan.
That's right. Now, in the film, it's Princess Rubali, because right. That kind of sounds.
And within 20 minutes of the movie, it's like they're married. They're walking through Parmistan. They're street haggling with the vendors. "I give you a good price, American."
And then then his bodyguard, he takes an arrow to the chest.
That's right.
Anyway, we have to go up the street. Oh! It's great. But now, so yeah, and so they immediately fall for each other, and at the end, it's like, oh, she's definitely got her. There's a really weird subplot in the book that is weird. In the book, it's Princess Babesh, and she does help. She doesn't help him get into the country. She meets him after he gets into Barnaul, which in the film is impossible. In the book, it's impossible to get into to begin with. It's like it's geographically isolated, and they're still using medieval weapons, but they can because of the way the mountains are made, they can fight off like jet planes. It's weird. But so when he meets her, there's this whole subplot where he has like a great grandfather who was a pirate, and then eventually he falls for Babesh,
Right.
and just like in the movie, but near the end, they discover that his great grandfather, pirate, also competed in the games, and that she is his granddaughter too.
Huh.
So they're related.
That's great.
and he even tells her, after he finds out, says it's what we would call back home kissing cousins.
Ugh.
Now he says that's the last their romance is mentioned, but what's not mentioned at all is whether or not they stopped seeing each other. It's dropped with him saying, yeah, back home they say kissing cousins, and then there's like no like, oh, we can never be with each other again. So no, he stays.
Yeah, you sure?
So there's really nothing to indicate that he's not banging his cousin by the end of that book.
Yeah, I mean, it's how related are they? First cousins, twice removed.
Great grandfather.
They could bang.
But
I don't agree with it. But they're not gonna be spitting out kids with 3 eyes. So now, it's fine.
Again, there's genetically viable, there's legally viable, then there's socially accepted. Draw your own conclusions. I don't know. The only other thing in the book, now he's not a gymnast in the book, right. But the arch enemy from Russia is the guy he has to compete against, because Russia's trying to win the game too. I
see.
So they kind of combine those in the film. And the only other thing I wish they had transferred to the film is that Jonathan's family, besides the fucking gay wrestling, yeah, there is that the Jonathan's family, again going back to like his great grandfather, have all been soldiers and all been military and stuff, and their coat of arms is ants.
Ants.
Ants, and they beat to death this whole metaphor of army ants, and how ants work, and ants serving a purpose. And
because they can, they're strong, they can lift 10 times their weight, they work as a unit. They're not an individual; it's the team. It's about dying for your country, that kind of thing. At the end, he even inherits like this ant armor, and their crest has an ant on it. It's just he's Ant-Man by the end of the book, except he can't shrink. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, the book itself is a little odd.
I know we've had the privilege of you reading some of it.
It doesn't get crazier than the olive oil scenes, I'll tell you, but that was fucking awesome.
Just that they're rubbing each other down in olive oil so that they can wrestle.
So I bad mouthing Charles Robert Carner, maybe not so necessary when you consider he's taking this espionage novel and he has to turn it into a low-budget action film. I was like, okay, so I got to lose everything. I got to lose the incest, got to lose the fucking ant suit. What the hell's going on here? Let's make him the gymnast because we got the gymnast now. So it's a hard sell to begin with. I'm how do you even greenlight this fucking thing?
I don't know.
And
what was the budget on this?
Oh, I don't know.
It might be on the wiki. It might be on the wiki page.
You take a look for that.
Box office, no budget, unavailable, but it made $5.7 million at the box office.
$5.7 million. I'm sure it had to have cost at least 10, just for advertising.
I don't know.
Now you still want to see Gesundheit.
Thank you.
You say you want to see Gymkata in film. I want to read the 158-page screenplay.
Jesus.
That isn't
like
existence.
50 or 60 pages more than a normal screenplay?
Yeah.
Wow.
My link doesn't work anymore. There does exist a 158-page screenplay. It actually is held. It's in storage at a screenplay museum in California. And you can go there and look at it, but you can't get a copy. And I do not yet have the time or resources to fly out and read 158-page script.
Maybe the next time you're out there for work, you can.
Believe me, that's always in the back of my head. I'm trying to get some more work out there, but it just blows my mind. Yeah, I mean, obviously the screenplays get. I want to see what was in the 158-page, the 2.5-hour Gymkata screenplay before they trimmed it down to a nice tight 90 minutes. Dear
Lord. It made $5.7 million. That was lifetime gross. It had an opening weekend of $1.2 million in 654 theaters. It was the number 10 film. It would have made our top 10. We used to do that on this show. It did make the top 10 films for its opening weekend. And then that was it.
Well, the commercials were great. I mean, when you talk about a kid, all I remember as a kid is like seeing the commercials, and the big thing in the commercials was the pommel horse scene, and it's like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. In Crazy Town.
Now,
and I bet the logic was, well, it's Crazy Town. It's crazy to have a pommel horse.
Jake, nothing you can do, Jake. It's Crazy Town.
Yeah.
It's
like Robert, it's fine. The pommel horse, yeah. It's like, yeah, this guy's fucking crazy. Wait a minute. Why am I whispering? He can't fucking hear me.
Wow. Man, that's cold. Well, now the film doesn't actually call it Crazy Town, but
the movie does.
What it is. No, they say it's a town full of crazy people or something. I don't think they actually call it Crazy Town.
I thought it was called Crazy Town.
Don't think they do. I think that's something we just call it because it is.
Oh, really?
So just to fast forward though, I mean, he's recruited. He goes to the A-team recruitment. My favorite training thing is when he has to walk up the stairs on his hands. So we get a nice shot of his sack in his short shorts.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you, Kurt Thomas. No breasts, but we're going to see that.
Yeah, right. I mean, what the fuck?
Then they smuggle him into a foreign country that borders Parmistan, where they give him the secret bond gadgets that you mentioned that he never uses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
At all, ever.
Uses none of it.
What?
He uses none of it.
Yeah. They didn't even give him that always bothered me as a kid watching the James Bond films, because Q would show up and give him all these gadgets, and then he wouldn't use them all. And I always thought that was a cheat. I thought the whole point was he's supposed to use all of them. Like, there'd always be one or two he didn't use.
Right.
Yeah, and it always pissed me off. Because that's the one I wanted to see.
Well, you got the demonstration in the film, so.
And as an adult, it's like, it would be cheesy if he used all the gadgets, because that's kind of no. But still, as a kid, I want to see all the gadgets used.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
But so while they're waiting to get into Parmistan, Princess is kidnapped by some Middle Eastern thugs. He saves her using his gymnastic abilities, pole in the wall, that kind of stuff. And then they're smuggled into Parmistan, which is a country that's still in the middle of a medieval Renaissance. The king of Parmistan is Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Wearing a weird pie hat. Cake hat, not
it's just
pie.
it's like a pork it's like a pork pie hat.
It's like those tenderloin things, yeah, except it's just covered in fur. If you peel the fur off,
it's a salmon steak hat.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like they rolled a carpet up and just made him wear it. It's horrible.
And he really does look like Mel fucking Brooks.
Yeah, with a mustache.
Well, wait a minute. Is he the guy? Oh shit! Hold on a second. I think I know who that guy is.
Okay.
What was his name in the film?
He's the king.
He's the
king.
Oh man. I think he's been in a bunch of other bad films.
Or The Con. I think he's The Con.
The Con, you're right. It's Buck Cartlian. Yep,
Uh-huh.
that's that guy. That's that fucking guy.
What?
He was in Cool Hand Luke. He was one of the prisoners when they did
I
Cool
don't
Hand
remember.
Luke in the 60s. Well, anyway,
Uh-huh.
he was in a horrible film that I believe MST3K did. And hold on. I bear with me. I got to find it.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck was the name of the movie?
Shit, he was in a lot of films. Yeah,
Yes.
I found,
Well,
yeah.
he used to be like in really like amazing shape. He was like all ripped. And I think didn't you have didn't you have
Oh, that's a different guy. That's a
No,
different
no,
movie.
that's him. But didn't you have a picture of him where it said Body by Atlas, Face by Mel Brooks?
That's a different movie. That's got to be a different movie. That's not the same guy.
It is the same guy.
It's not the same guy.
It's the same fucking guy.
No, the name of that film was fuck, I don't remember the name of that film, but it wasn't Mystery Science Theater 3000. That was an episode of Cinematic Titanic.
Fine.
Which,
Okay.
Which
It's-
they were doing that and then before they started doing the live shows. But it's not the same guy.
It is the same guy.
No,
I'm
it's not.
I'm telling you, it's the same
Legacy-
guy.
The name of that movie was Legacy of Blood.
Okay.
And if you look up Legacy of Blood, that was a totally different actor. You can have more than one Mel Brooks lookalike. It is possible. I swear to you, it's not the same guy. Legacy of Blood came out in 1978. This guy doesn't even have a credit in 1978.
Then it's a different movie. I'm telling you, this is the guy from Cool Hand Luke, and he was from.
Yeah, I
What?
believe you've seen him in another film. It just wasn't Legacy of Blood. I'm not doubting that.
Uh-huh.
But he's the con. He's the head of the thing, and then so they have a big feast before the game, and he meets all the other martial arts people that are going to die, because only one person can survive the game. Obviously, it's one of those things. Now, the game itself, now in the book, you had to run to like a place where you had to like do jousting on a donkey.
Uh-huh.
Then you had to run to a place where you had to wrestle guys. Then you had to run to a place where you had like do like a shot put thing, and it was like these series of things you had to go to. You had to go to another ring and shoot arrows, and then but all the time you have 100 men chasing you, trying to kill you. You get like a 10-minute head start, something like that.
Okay.
So that's the terrible game of Ott from the book, The Terrible Game. In Gymkata, correct me if I miss a step here. First they run, then they climb some ropes,
Yeah.
then they climb across a chasm on some ropes, then they go to Crazy Town, then they go home.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. And all this is loosely, I mean, like, the way I'm saying it is they don't step those out. They just they kind of give an idea of what's supposed to happen,
Right.
but it doesn't really feel like there's any stages to the game as much as it is just climb some ropes and then make it through the place where all the crazy people live, which really could, be a trip through New Jersey.
What part of New Jersey?
I mean, if you go from one end to the other, you're going to end up climbing ropes and going through crazy people. So I don't think it matters where you start.
Yeah, the south and the north of Jersey is.
Start from the south, you go north.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
north part is pretty crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
And when
This
they
really
first,
bugging me because this fucking guy was in another thing.
he's been in a lot of stuff.
You did a
He was in,
fucking meme with him.
No, I didn't do that.
and I are you sure?
Yeah, I didn't do that. He was in Real Men. You remember him from Real Men?
Yes.
He was in The Rock, but I don't remember him from The Rock.
I don't either.
No, he's been in a lot of stuff. I'm not saying you didn't see him in the film. I'm just saying it wasn't Legacy of Blood.
He's still alive too.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty neat.
Sure.
Born in
He's old
1922. Born in 1922. The man is like what, 97?
He looked old in Gymkata, so yeah, good for him. Now
90
now
90,
there's
93. Yeah.
there's a very, very small subplot in the Gymkata where Kurt Thomas's father disappeared in Parmistan while playing the game, and then later on he bumps into him.
Oh, really?
And then he's killed. That's all that really. It's a very minor subplot. It's almost not a subplot as much as it is kind of like an aside. Say, Dad, I thought you were dead. No, I'm not dead.
No,
oh shit, I'm dead. That's literally how long it takes. Anything from you? Or are you still trying to look up that film?
I'm still looking it up.
Come on, man.
I know. I got to stop doing it.
And when they first show, before they actually play the game, Parmistan has a dry run with 3 guys with long beards that kind of look like Nietzsche and the Luden's Cough Drop guys, and they hunt them down and kill them just to show them that you're going to die tomorrow. It's kind of a way of showing the audience. It's from a screenplay standpoint, there's like, okay, we'll show the audience what the game is first, so they understand it when it happens. Doesn't help. Because it's not. It's just, all it does is kind of give the vague rules that are broken anyway. 10 minutes into the game, so it does not clear anything up. I think my favorite part, again, when we had the bad movie night and all your friends and my friends that are watching it, and about at one point someone said, "When do they start playing the game?" And my voice from the back said, "They've been playing it for about 15 minutes now." This is the game. That's the game. Yes.
It is.
Can we stop watching this now? No.
One of my all-time favorite lines from that night is just the film starts. 5 minutes in, somebody turns around and just says, "Seriously?" Yes, seriously. Well, it's called Bad Movie Day. What did you think we were going to put on?
What surprise, surprise. We were kidding. Let's watch, Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah, right.
I get that stuck in my head. But the film peaks for us in Crazy Town.
Right.
Because that's where the pommel horse scene is. It's a town full of crazy people, and he has to get through the Crazy Town people before they kill him. And that's where he fights his big nemesis, the guy with the... he doesn't kill the guy with the fur vest there. He kills the other big guy. The big wrestler guy. What's his name? Was he an actual wrestler? He looked like an actual wrestler.
Yeah, Bob Schott, I believe his name was. His name was Thorg. Yeah. Thorg in the movie?
Thorg, that's him. Thorg.
Yeah. Thorg.
He's a director too. Holy shit.
Bob Schott? Oh
yeah, he looks like a fucking bodyguard, but he's so the big thing is he starts being chased by all these crazy people in Crazy Town. He runs into the town square, and there in the middle of town square is a solid stone pommel horse. I'm not sure. Now I think in medieval town construction, they did center the shops and the domiciles in a kind of a semicircular format, and they centered them around a pommel horse in the town square.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. This for the entertainment?
No, I think it had some kind of biblical reference.
Oh, okay. Okay. I could see Jesus doing somersaults and shit. Sure.
Yeah, Jesus, he can do whatever he wants. So he just spins on that and kicks them. And you know what? The pommel horse in that film is too small, I think, for him to do the Thomas Flair, which involves some kind of like it's like when he spins, you like put the legs wide, and then he taps the pommel horse with his heel, kind of like he's gonna stand there, and then keeps going. And there's nowhere to do that on this, so he definitely doesn't do the Thomas.
And you know what? It's a movie. They made the fucking pommel horse for the movie. Make it the size Kurt Thomas wants.
That'd be great. They said, all right, Thomas, there's the pommel horse. So, yeah, I can't do the Flair on that. The what now? I'm famous for the Thomas Flair.
The Thomas Flair. I told you about this in pre-production.
Yeah, well, we already built it, and the concrete's hardened and shit because it's concrete. So, just kind of flare it another way. I mean, just flare to the side.
Right.
That's not how. Oh.
No. Okay, you're gonna get a subpar flare. I'm sorry.
Can you do that? Can you do that move that paralyzed that chick? Because that would be great for the. No. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because I want to go home. This movie sucks.
He does the jump and flip, and like he does that thing where he's talking to the girl, and like he flips in midair and pretends he's talking to him, like she's talking back.
Yeah, just
That
like,
very
oh,
weird
how
thing.
did you sleep? And she doesn't answer. Like a log.
I think that's kind of what the Thomas what
Flare.
did I call it?
Flare.
No, the flares thing for the
Oh, the
pommel horse.
salto.
The salto, yeah, I think that's close to the salto, except the salto itself involves a somersault at the end. Not a somersault, whatever the fuck it's called when you roll on your back.
Yeah, it's stop, drop, and roll.
Exactly. You set him on fire first.
Can only wish he was on fire. just as he's on fire, do the salto. Come on, I'm waiting for the salto. As he's gasping for air. Yeah, okay. How about a little salt on that?
You know, you know, it'd been great. They should have called him. His name in the film should have been Thomas Salto. Thomas. I think I'm going to name a character Thomas Salto now, just because of that. No one will know what the fuck it is. That's how. Yeah. 2 people in the gymnastic world will read it.
Yeah,
What the fuck is it?
The salto, is that like the Thomas Salto? Is that like the Kurt Thomas move? Oh, I think that's. Oh, maybe I don't know.
No, you think? No, it's a dance step.
Yeah, a dance step.
Now, the thing that pisses me off the most in Crazy Town is that at the beginning of the film, as I mentioned, when they're doing the whole training sequence, one of the big things he does during the training sequence is walks on his hands, because that trains you for espionage. Then in Crazy Town, near the end, he's trying to escape from all these crazy people, and he comes upon a whole, like, 2 flights of stone steps leading up to the wall. I'm like, dude, here's your chance. Get on those hands, show them.
Here's the scene where they just started the game and they're running through the field, and the one Asian guy could not be wearing a more vibrant outfit. It's white and orange.
Isn't the other guy wearing like
It's
a jogging
white.
suit too?
Yeah, and his is white and bright yellow.
Anybody wear green, gray, anything like that?
Yeah. It's like
I forgot.
maybe some blacks in there. I don't know. It's orange. Okay. Wow.
I forgot the best part of the game is when they're running, from the people trying to kill them and going through all these obstacles too. They are met. They come across these. The best way to describe them is semaphore ninjas. They're guys in all black with flags.
Right.
And they just hold their arms out and they just indicate where to go without speaking or anything.
It's one of the backgrounds I have for our website.
And when I made Holly watch this, she just loved she just kept, whenever they come across them, you just hear, follow the flag, sir. Just follow the flag. I just work here. Just follow the flag, sir. I just work here. She just does that nonstop through the whole film. It's great. And my favorite part
it's genuinely funny.
It's hilarious. Because like even that one part, like he stops and starts yelling at the guy. Didn't you see they're breaking the rules? What are you doing? It's like, sir, I just hold the flags. I don't know what Just go that flag. See where I'm pointing? That's the way to go. My favorite part is that they pretty much say right out, these ninjas, these flag ninjas, tell you where to go in the film. At the one part where they're climbing across these ropes that are over a rapids stream river thing.
Right.
And one of the guys falls. And then the camera cuts down and shows his body on the rocks. And next to him, there's a ninja with the flags. Like, why is there a ninja at the bottom of this chasm with flags?
You've gone the wrong way. That's not the right way.
Back up to the ropes. This is not this is not an alternate route. Come on!
I just can't get over this guy's fucking orange jumpsuit.
Is he wearing like squeaky shoes too?
Yeah. And there's another guy that's wearing like yellow. Then there's another guy, like you said, in a tracksuit that's red and white.
It's like Treasure of the Four Crowns. Remember Treasure of the Four Crowns when the group of guys go to sneak into that castle under the stealth of like day for night. And the leader of them, while they're trying to sneak into this castle, up the hill, is wearing bright white pants. Just the clown is like better camouflage on than the guy in the bright white pants. Dude, you're leading us. We're sneaking into the castle. Why are you wearing white?
Yeah, right.
It put a flag ninja at the bottom. Who even said we should have a directional ninja down there? Why? I don't know why that always gets me.
He just set Kurt Thomas's rope on fire. It's like,
oh, that bastard. What's really sad too is the film doesn't even have any great quotable bad lines. I don't think.
Last week, Scott and I, we had a bye week, and
a what?
A bye week. You've never.
What does that mean?
This comes from someone that doesn't know what the Heisman Trophy is, except for the fact that OJ killed people. A bye week is a sports term where you skip a week.
Okay. I was thinking of something totally different. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of figured that you might, as I said it. Scott and I had a bye week. Just about everyone else that watches sports.
What a fucking week.
Mayor, I'm leaving you. Anyway, we didn't record our show last week. So I told Scott, I said, you know what? It's fine that we don't record it. I want to get some sound clips, some scenes from the movie. I want to do it the right way. And in rewatching it, I'm like, there's nothing here. This is such a visually bad film that I can't even bring any content to the show.
No, it's like there's not even any like great clips because the film is bad in context, in general context. It's just poor. I mean, the story, there's a story there, but it's so bad that following it, I mean, if you just like if you have like a clip of the guys that, we have to go into Parmesan, that's not funny on its own, but the fact that they actually do it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's not really any one or two parts, unless like maybe a picture of the Semaphore Ninja or the Mel Brooks guy with the hat. You got that, but there's no like single thing where you could like just take a 30-second shot and go, see how funny this film is? No, you got to experience the whole goddamn thing. I mean, like even the Semaphore Ninja is funny, but it's only funny in context.
The shot of the guy getting chopped at, falling to the rocks, and then there's the Semaphore Ninja just happened.
Sir, that's not the way to go. You need to go.
No.
You're right.
You need to get back up there, sir. You're gonna lose the game if you don't.
No corpses on the rocks, sir. Corpses on the rocks.
It's like, I'm not cleaning this up. Definitely not my job.
And the film really just falls apart at the end. Like there's like after Crazy Town, it's like, all right, yeah, so are we done yet? There's a mini revolt, and then a revolution overthrows the revolts, and then
which happens in the span of 5 minutes.
And the Khan says, "Sleep with my daughter. I want you to put your satellite dish here," and that was it. And then there's actually even like a thing at the end about the Star Wars project. But like, it's at the very end. I gotta bring up the actual text. It's at the very end. They have a screen about how, thanks to Parmesan, the Star Wars project was able to the Russians. Oddly enough, I'm not laughing at the film. I'm laughing at the Star Wars project. I need to find that real quick while we're talking. I mean, have I like not mentioned any of your favorite parts of this film?
No, well, I've mentioned some of my favorite parts.
Right. Oh, between the two of us, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, there's spoiler alert. I mean, if you really intend on watching this, and
There's no way to spoil this film.
want to be
There's
surprised. There's this little
No.
subplot. There's this little subplot of Kurt Thomas's father playing in the game. The movie opens.
I mentioned that.
You did. The movie opens with his father playing the game, being shot and perceived killed. But then right before he gets to Crazy Town, his father is one of the semaphore ninjas and helps him. And he's like, Dad! Dad is like, there's this, it's a touching moment for the two of them. And then his dad immediately dies. He gets killed, shot with an arrow. And it's like...
Just to clarify...
What?
Just to clarify, it's a very nitpicky thing. The film doesn't open with his father in the game. The film opens with Kurt Thomas doing gymnastics. Then it cuts to his father in the game.
Okay.
And then it cuts to the government guy saying, "Hey, your father disappeared. You want to work for us? Here's Mel Brooks. You got to hunt this fucker down."
Yes, the film does open. The credits open with the
I'm sorry. Like I
gymnastics.
said, nitpicky.
It is
part.
nitpicky, goddammit. It really is.
Oh, here we go. At the end of the film, the freeze frame shot is Kurt Thomas on the back of a horse with the princess. Of course, the princess is driving, and it says, "In 1985, the first early warning Earth station was placed in Parmistan for the U.S. Star Wars defense program." Nothing in that sentence is true. Parmistan is the most realistic aspect of that entire sentence.
Parmistan.
How have they not remade this movie?
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
haven't they? It's just like 5 other movies. Like it's like the one with Ice-T. The hell's the name of that one? Where it's just like it's a group of guys and they hunt him down. It's similar to that.
What? You're not talking about Trespass.
Not Trespass. There's another movie with Ice-T where he's a convict, or they kidnap him and they throw him out in the middle of the woods. And
well, you're talking about, but that's Hunting Humans. That's like the most dangerous game. That's like with Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Right.
Pigeon.
Well, I'm not saying like it's an exact remake.
How do we have a chance?
Remake of this film, but there's a lot of aspects of Hunting Humans and things like that they've done time and time again.
But it's more of a game though. I think it would be closer to.
You think this is a fucking game? What game is this?
All right.
They're running. There's a start and a finish, and they're just being attacked the entire way. I don't. What game?
We have established that it's a poor game, but it's not. It's not just okay. You have to survive because one man is hunting you down. He's competing against other people, so it's not. I wouldn't compare it to a Most Dangerous Game ripoff.
And I'm not really. I'm just saying there's aspects of Gymkata that they've done time and time again.
Oh, no, that's true. I just wouldn't. Use
That's
that
as close to a remake as I think we're ever going to get. That's all I'm really pointing out.
Well, that one no, because I think there's probably much better examples than. The Condemned is a better example.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Because you have people fighting. I mean, they're not actually. I mean, they do sometimes in the game, but they're not actually fighting each other. They're fleeing from other people.
Right.
But
that is
actually,
a better example.
You know what? I think I can safely say that this is kind of the Gymkata is a precursor to the Hunger Games.
Oh. Which that's about to open up next week for Thanksgiving.
Tonight.
Is it tonight? Oh God.
Yeah.
And,
that's why.
And I'm sure it's going to have a $150-200 million weekend. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, yes, you do.
I really don't, because I watch these movies and I don't understand the infatuation, the fascination with it. I don't. They're mediocre in my opinion.
It's obviously I don't disagree with you. I don't own any of these films, no. But it's young kids in tight costumes. It's violent and sexually charged in a certain way, and yet it's just melodramatic and important. And they're overthrowing a government and stuff. It's everything. It's like everything that you actually think is real as a teenager.
And it's
so
young
I
adult, so you have 30-year-old women going to see it too.
Oh fucking God damn it! One of the scariest nights of my life ever was seeing Twilight New Moon, opening night in the theater for this fucking show. And you still have, dude. When
I never
fucking-
I never asked you to go see it, so don't
When
don't say it for this
just
show.
because you didn't ask me doesn't. Just because you didn't ask me doesn't mean I didn't do it for you. When the and I stood the whole movie because I didn't want to sit next to anybody.
Oh wow!
I stood the entire fucking film. I was really.
Why
I
did you
not
do
credit-
that?
Because
just
it was
didn't
either
wanna
that
sit-
or sit like between two of these ladies. Like it was
Oh, my.
wall to wall. And I was like, no, I'll stand. I'm good. I stood in the aisle and watched the whole film. Off to the side, like where you're going towards the exit.
Yeah.
But when the werewolf kid takes off his shirt when Bella crashes her motorcycle, I thought there was like a bus or train passing by.
Oh, okay.
There was just like this rumble through the. It was all the women just like going, oh. I'm not even kidding. It was fucking scary. My bones vibrated to that sound. It was like, oh.
Did you
That's
do like a double take? Like, what the fuck is going on?
I definitely, the radars went on at that point because I knew if something might go down. It was serious. That was shit. No, that was an ungodly sound. That was unnatural. No. But you know what? That was like that was vampire shit, which is more likely to be middle-aged women, housewives.
Yeah.
I think this film less so. I think this is more actually a core teen audience. I don't know because I haven't gone to any of these opening night, but that's my guess.
Okay.
I think the vampire romance thing is much because that goes in the Anne Rice territory. So that's definitely that bridges generations. Death matches in strange sci-fi lands. That's more a solid teen thing.
Okay.
And you know what? When we spend more than 2 minutes talking about other films, that means we're at the end of our review.
That's true. So
now, I peeked ahead of time.
Okay.
I peeked ahead of time, and this is probably one of my favorite IMDb rating yet, as far as the demographics go.
Okay.
Now, before we go into that real quick,
All right.
what do you want to rate Gymkata?
That's tough. And the only reason it's tough is we know good and well that it deserves the 4.1 that it has, possibly even a little lower.
Maybe, yeah.
But because this has such roots for us as far as what we do now and what we grew up with, specifically even myself as a kid, I'd feel bad giving this a 4. But I know it's wrong to give it anything higher.
I'd even go further to say that you couldn't duplicate this film if you tried.
Definitely not.
There's a level of, and now let's be fair, this film doesn't do anything that wasn't being done already. I mean, the fact that the director was, made his name by doing martial arts films like Enter the Dragon.
Right.
This is not the first low-budget martial arts film with a weird plot and some kind of strange trial, physical trial. It's fucking that's the meat and potatoes of the martial arts film industry. But just translating that to an American audience, and doing so by basing it on a 1950s espionage novel, that takes fucking an insane approach. That again, I don't think anybody would even try this these days.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
I think that alone, as much as we shit on the film, I think just the ballsiness but with a deaf director, no less. I think 5 stars is fair.
Okay, let's do it. I feel good
know why?
about it.
Because I'm going to say 5 stars because this is probably the best bad movie ever.
Yeah.
And I can't give 2 or 3 stars to a film I enjoy. I have, if I hate a film, if a film makes me angry, if I start coughing up bile, then I give it a 1 or a 2. I can't give this 4 stars when I love watching it.
Oh, here comes the scene where the guy in the robe where his ass is hanging out.
Oh, that's right. That means the pommel horse scene is almost up.
It's almost up. Oh my God! There's the guy with the face on the back of his head.
he looks he looks like the guy from all about all of me.
All.
Beckenbull. Beckenbull.
He should. Oh, there he is. With his ass hanging out.
A scene that was cut from all of me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5 stars.
5 is good.
Now, I'm always talking about the horseshoe curve for true cult films, and this movie somewhat achieves it. The 2 highest ratings this film has is 10 and 1. 21% of people gave it a rating of 1, while 11% of people gave it a rating of 10.
That's amazing.
That is a cult. That is what you see for a true cult film. People either love it or hate it. We were at borderline. I for a split second I was going to say I want to give it a 10, but I was like, no, I can't do that. But I can see doing that just because I love the film.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your horseshoe. There's what I'm always talking about. The curve is on. It's concave, not convex. Now, the ratings. I love the fact that the highest average in the demographics is one female under the age of 18 that gave the film 10 stars.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, bam. It's like there's a
Kurt Thomas fan right there.
That is this is gonna sound, please don't record this out of context. That is an underage girl I would like to meet.
Oh my.
Because what like I want to meet the 16-year-old girl that's putting 10 on Gymkata. There's somebody with some fucking personality. Fuck yeah.
I mean, she just wants Kurt Thomas to give her the the salto.
Oh, the salto. Now, if we ignore that one anomaly, since there's only one person, ignoring that, the highest demographic is females aged 18 to 29 gave the film an average of 6.2.
Yep.
After that, every other demographic is like 4.
Yeah.
The lowest.
There's a lot in the 3s too.
If you do aged under 18 in general, male and female, it's 6.0. Then the lowest one is males age 45 and older, 3.2. So that's bad. And then IMDb, there are no IMDb employees rating this film.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, you know what? That explains why there's no motherfucking movie poster on the front of the IMDb page.
That's right.
And you know what? There's one under posters, but for the main picture, it's not there. So yeah, maybe if you guys did your fucking job and tracked some cult classics like this and maybe put the poster up, I wouldn't be here shit talking you.
There's the pommel horse scene.
Oh, and it goes on so they knew it. They knew too that this was the seller because this scene goes on for like 5 minutes.
That's the poster they picked. It's the pommel horse scene.
Yeah, great. Put the movie poster on. God damn it. This scene has to go on for it feels like 10 minutes.
And there's no way he just doesn't get an axe in the fucking back of the head.
no, because he's doing the spin thing, and then he's
there's a couple of opportunities to just
if you're listening and you've never seen Gymkata, you owe it to yourself to find it and watch if you want to fast forward to the pommel horse scene. It's just fucking beautiful. It's what made anybody that paid to see this film in the theater went because of that scene in the trailer. Was like, oh, that looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
But like I said, you can tell that they knew this was the seller for the film because this scene goes on forever, and even like Kurt Thomas looks a little fed up with it near the end. It's like, oh man.
It probably took 2 days to shoot.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you know, this wasn't filmed in one shot. How many hours was he spending on that fucking pommel horse?
It's just utterly ridiculous.
And I can even see him cursing at the director, and you can't hear him. What the fuck? It'd be great if I could do a flare on this, Robert. Is he saying something? No, just give it his lines. Don't worry about it.
He keeps turning his head. I can't even read his lips. I don't know what's going on. He seems agitated.
What have I done?
There's so much slow-mo in this movie, too, which is always a bad sign.
Well, but at least the slow motion in the film is only used here. Well, no.
It's used in a couple of other spots. It's used at length here after the pommel horse scene, but it's used often.
it kind of makes sense from a directorial standpoint here because they're trying to indicate that he's becoming weary and he's slowing down.
Well, yeah.
And I get that. That makes sense to me. It's not like those fucking random slow scenes in It Follows. Fucker.
All right, so now that we're done with our review, we've rated it.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Movie challenge. You got something for me?
Oh, I have to challenge you?
Oh, no. Wait a minute. You challenged this to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, so you don't have one prepared?
No.
Aha!
Wait a minute. Hold on. I think I do. Hold on.
I have a suggestion.
Okay.
Only suggestion. If you have a better challenge, please do.
Okay.
All I was going to say, I mean, obviously, we could go right to Blind Fury. We have a screenplay right there. We could do that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing it at all. However, the only thing
Wait,
that popped in my mind...
Hold on. I do have a challenge for you. And it's...
All right, you go ahead.
It's a direct... It's a direct actor connection.
Actor connection?
Yes.
Not Kurt Thomas.
It is not Kurt Thomas. And this
Not
is...
not the con.
No, it's not the con. It's Conan Lee. Now, if his name doesn't ring a bell...
Oh, no.
You know the movie he's done. I mean, maybe you do.
Yes, I do.
It's if we're gonna do Gymkata and it's a movie, we have to review, and it's like it's a long time coming. We should have reviewed it years ago. This film is also in that, right in there as well, and it's a movie that we also did on a Bad Movie Day. So the connection is not only actor, but it's also Bad Movie Day related.
I knew it as soon as you said Conan Lee.
What's the film, sir?
No, you say it because
I the film, which is a movie that I always used to try and rent when I was a kid, and I always used to get The Exterminator, it's The Eliminators.
Which is it is like the quintessential 80s film.
Yeah.
One of them. I mean, there's a lot of them. But oh my God, it's so 80s.
I think that film came out the following... Yes, it came out in 1986.
Oh.
Yep. Conan Lee in The Eliminators. Connection, Bad Movie Day, actor.
That's so much better than my idea.
What was your idea?
My idea is the backup was going to be stick to the idea of a sports person put into the role of action star and do Stone Cold.
We always have time for that.
Yeah, there's always time for the Boz. Come on.
Yeah, now is the time for the Eliminators. Or it's just that was the problem. I said, "Do you have Eliminators?" And he would do this. He'd be like, "Is this the movie you're looking for?" And I'm like 9 years old, 10 years old. I guess so. It's just you're the one that owns the video store.
Now, can I real quick, since I mentioned Brian Bosworth, I just noticed this is kind of a weird coincidence. I am on a new kick with Christian films.
Oh no!
Ever since that film came out about the Rapture, that Christian Rapture film, I'm like, okay, I got to go back and watch all of these. I mean, because you and I, one film we still have to do eventually is Black Roses. Which was the Christian horror film against rock and roll. I still have to make Holly watch that. I keep threatening her with it. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go back. I need to get that film, God Isn't Dead. And Bosworth was just recently, this year, in a film called Do You Believe? It's another Christian film. If you're ever iffy on whether or not a film is there's a religious theme film, then there's an actual Christian film, which is like Christian propaganda. Not saying it's bad, but it's what it is. I figured out the way you can tell. Well, what?
No. Well, one way to tell is if Kirk Cameron's involved, avoid it.
Yeah.
But
I got to copy that. But if you're on IMDb, just scroll down to the ratings, and if the first rating says something like, beautiful movie, bad ratings are not from Christians. Can't be. You know it's a Christian film. Because that means it has bad reviews, and every bad review is like, you're obviously not a Christian. Bam. Christian movie.
Yeah, because
and
everyone gives it 9s and 10s because they're pushing their agenda.
And everybody else gives it 1s and 0s because they're pissed off at the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that one film you talked about you didn't want to see, Courageous. That was the 4 cops that are that use their fate. I mean, and just to clear the air here, because just so no one thinks I'm just bashing religion, because that's a different show. I, not being a religious person, at least as far as like organized religion, I love me some religious films. Whether or not you think they're good films, films that actually deal with religious faith, like that M. Night Shyamalan film, Signs.
Oh, right.
Totally about faith and religion. Love that movie. So I'm not shit-talking these films because they're about faith. I'm shit-talking them because they're bad films.
They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm going on that kick. That, and I finally got all 3 of the Atlas Shrugged films.
Oh.
I didn't realize they did the 3rd one. That's how much I lost track. I was like, did they finish it? I was like, oh yeah, all 3 are done. I got to go back now.
I have yet to watch any of them.
And just to let you know, if you listened a couple episodes ago, I told Joey, it was the Dune episode, I think.
Okay.
No, it was the Keep episode. It was last episode where I told him that we should do an episode. We should do shows where we get the board game based on a movie, a bad movie,
right,
and then play the movie while we're playing the board game. And that's the show. And I just put a bid on a copy of Last Action Hero, the board game.
Oh, wow. Okay. So do I need a copy of that to play, or would you be playing for both of us?
Or vice versa. We would both.
Oh, okay. We'd be in the same place. Okay.
We'll set the table up in front of the TV, so while the movie's playing, we're playing the game. Because that won't be annoying.
Well, no, we could do it just the way we do it now. The webcam will be pointed down at the board and us, and the movie would be playing in the background through live stream.
No, it's a board game. It's a personal thing. It's face to face, man. We'll do a special show for that. We'll meet in person.
No, okay. It's okay. We'll work out the kinks. But I'm just saying the webcam would capture the 2 of us playing this game with the movie playing in the background. It's the same thing.
I thought you meant you wanted to do it over Skype. No, yeah, exactly.
No, we'd be here. This webcam would we'd be at this part of my desk, like when we do the Oscar show. The perfect centerpiece right here. Good. Thank you.
Yes. And I did find the Second and Charles. They opened one near me, and I went there. They have a copy of Dune, the board game.
Oh, really?
But that shit's $100. I'm not going that deep.
Fuck that.
No, I can't do it. If someone wants to donate,
you know what? Kyle MacLachlan better deliver that fucking thing for $100. I'm sorry.
With an apology.
With an apology. Maybe a phone call from David Lynch, and you got my 100. So, other than that, fuck that.
But so I'm on the lookout, and I'm not. We're not cheesing off. No games based on TV shows. Nothing like. It's got to be based on an actual bad movie.
Let me know, because I'll obviously spring for some of these games too.
Just keep an eye out. I mean, I go to auctions and flea markets and stuff, so that's where I'm looking. Okay. So I probably have a better chance of finding some of them than you.
So let's say the game Clue. Does that count? I mean, it's the other way around because the game was first.
I did think of that, and no, because that's a movie based off a game. Otherwise, Battleship would count. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun to play. I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun to play Battleship while we're watching Battleship. I'm not saying that. I'm saying let's see if we can stick to the original idea and see how far we can get before we start cheating.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Works for me.
And if everything goes right, I might have my own solo 3 Martini movie review coming soon.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
That depends how busy this weekend gets, but
yeah, great, definitely.
But that's stuff that I'm planning that hopefully I actually follow through on. There's always hope.
I'll tell you what, we're an hour and a half in, and the movie's almost over.
We should wrap up then.
We should definitely wrap up.
Okay.
This is actually episode 190 of Moviesucktastic. Vastly approaching episode 200. We have no idea what we're gonna do. We don't even know when it's gonna happen. Realistically, if we don't miss any episodes, it'll happen probably by Christmas, but I know that's not the way it's going to be.
It would be You know what? It would make perfect sense if it happens in January.
And I think it will. Like next week,
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving. You know, I don't think we're recording next week. Unless we do it on Wednesday.
Probably not. We'll work it out. Probably not.
You know?
We'll see.
So, all right. Go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. Listen to the shows right from the site. You can download the shows, put them on your favorite device, your phone, whatever. Or, what we like to do the most is visit the website and watch the show live every Thursday at 8 o'clock.
More or less.
More or less. Yes.
Take.
Yeah, give or take. And you know what? If you go to the website on Thursday at 8 and we're not there, there's 190 episodes for you to watch and listen as well. So, you can go to iTunes.
Just as long as you don't listen to the Oscar episode.
No. Please listen to the Oscar episode. It's episode 63, and you want to listen to the last 20 minutes of that show.
Oh.
It is quite possibly the best 20 minutes we've ever recorded.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So anyway, you can go to iTunes and you can download the show, or you can listen to it right through iTunes. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. We post everything from movie trailers to our thoughts to when the next episode is up and out. You can also go and leave us some voicemail at 908-514-4470. If you want to email us, the address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. And definitely download the free Android app for your phone.
Yeah.
Everything I just said is in there. If you do a search for Moviesucktastic with your favorite search engine, Scott likes Google.
Google it.
You can find us
Everyone
just about
likes
anywhere. Everyone likes Google. So,
Fuck Bing.
I really don't like Bing.
No one does. Fuck Bing.
Yeah. That should do it. Yeah. Fuck them in the ass. Fuck them in the ear. Fuck them in the other ear. Anyway, that about does it. Scott, do you have any wisdom? Any wisdom?
Gymkata.
Gymkata, man.
Gymkata.
All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Yes, we will. We definitely will.
Yes, definitely. I promise.
Follow the flag, sir.
Just follow the flag.
Just follow the flag, sir.